Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon, and of course we're having a fabulous time, and we actually got called back to the Peppermill to continue our show. As you know, we've been filming down here. We're nearly at the end of our 5th year down here filming, which is absolutely amazing. And I think, and of course I have Daye with me. She is I want to say a local, because she sings, she's a singer, and she's invited to many of the shows here in Vegas.
Yes.
And she's absolutely amazing, originally from San Francisco.
Yes.
And she ended up in Vegas, like we all seem to end up in Vegas, and we look at each other and we say, why?
Yes.
What are we doing in Vegas?
And then if you try to leave Vegas, you end up coming back to Vegas.
Well, you can't wait to come back. I go away and I come, got to get back to Vegas. I get back to Vegas and I don't know, it's the way.
No, I
think it's the 24-hour release of, if you can't sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can get up and go to a casino, and nobody looks at you and thinks you're nuts.
Exactly.
They think it's a normal thing to do.
Yeah.
And I always remember I had a girlfriend from Los Angeles. We're getting ready to go out, and it's about 9:30. She said, Ninon, she said, I usually go to bed at this time. I don't go out.
Right. Most of the world doesn't, except if you're here in Vegas, and you get used to it. Like, because I'm single, and I raised my 2 daughters, but when I tried to move home, I was so bored. Like, I thought, what do the people do? They go to work, they go to school, they go to the gym, they go to a movie, they go out to eat.
Sounds like they're pretty busy.
No, I know, and then they all stop around 9, but here, everything kind of gets started about 9 or 10.
And even if you're not invited, there are many shows you can just go to.
Yes.
That you can just turn up at, and they're always happy to see you, because that's what Vegas is.
Yeah.
So
one big family.
Yeah, big family, one big family. That's what we are. So there's COVID-19 is a little bit disastrous for the entertainment business. Really bad. Restaurants and entertainment seem to have sort of fallen into the cracks.
Yeah.
Especially the restaurants, and I don't get it about the restaurants, because everybody can go to Walmart and everybody can go to all the different shopping places.
That's a very good point you have there.
Well, I don't understand it, because if you're all together at Walmart, and as long as you've got your mask on, but in a restaurant you can't be together. I don't get it. This is something I don't understand, but I'm not supposed to understand, because I'm a blonde. Not supposed to know everything.
I know.
So now with your business, what has this affected you?
Okay, so I sold cosmetics for high-end, like very high-end skincare and fragrance for many years. So I kind of merged into where I was only singing until I think it was March. So all I was doing for my income was singing. So I'm in the Las Vegas Mass Choir, and we had bookings coming up, and we do like conventions before the big convention. They do a little number, and then after, and we were doing political events for Tom Steyer, but these are all paid. So I just was doing that, and then once in a while, or twice actually, I've been in the I think it's the Desert Angels or the Divas. Anyway, it's Michelle Johnson.
Oh, Michelle Johnson. I know Michelle.
Yes. So I've been in
the Divas.
The Divas. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry, Michelle. I just couldn't remember.
It's okay. Don't worry, Michelle. We got your name out there. We got you. We got your back.
Anyway, so we were doing conventions, and I was just only singing at private events, or I do the communities, like a lot of the people. I was booked a couple times a week. So I was like, okay, this is
so
my
you
living.
were doing great.
And it was all cut
I hate
every
to say,
day.
but I interview an awful lot of entertainers, and they don't do this good, even when it was going.
Well, thank you. But I started to get phone calls, and my calendar book was filled up all the way through the end of the year. So now I'm doing 2 of them again. 2 high-end communities. I do one on Friday. I do one next Wednesday. So
you have a Wednesday and a Friday gig
this month, but
this
then
month.
Like once a month or twice a month. So
After
I'm getting
that.
a little bit going again.
That's wonderful.
But my income was cut off. It was horrible. COVID-19. You're not.
COVID-19 hasn't been good to a lot of people. Yeah, we've had it. I love it.
We've had it. Go back where you came from.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. But what about all the other entertainers out there? Do they kind of sort of, look and see and wonder, do they talk to you about it? Because you've got a couple of gigs going.
Okay, so a lot of the people are out, and they're starting to perform at the Tuscany. I've seen Bobby Mayo's, They are at the E string, so they're getting out.
So they're starting to get
but
out.
I, just personally, this is just me, I can't speak for anyone else, but I feel that I want to stay home and not be around large groups of people at this time.
Really?
Only because I had to stop watching the news because it was really giving me anxiety.
Yeah, the news is a little bit.
So I'm feeling really good, and I'm not affected by this like I was, because I kind of cut off. It was too much information, but a lot of the performers are getting out. It's very limited. I think they also perform at Chianti. I've seen they have different
fabulous.
people. So yeah.
So you're seeing things starting to move, and
Yeah, there's certain
they haven't really
people
opened
that are doing
Yeah,
it.
they haven't opened up the casinos yet, though, have they?
No,
Really?
They have not.
You think that's going to take a long time, or?
God, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I just heard that El Dorado Resorts just bought Caesar's Palace, and now they're called Caesar's Entertainment.
Yeah, I've heard
So
that.
did you see that? So now we have somebody very different in Caesar's and running Caesar's.
Yeah.
So hopefully, all this will start coming together.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, why they allow so many things in one place and they don't allow it in another place, and
Yeah.
yet it's the same people. Well, not the same people, but it's groups of people. They're like all these marches, and nobody got the virus because of the march, and then
Or they did get it because then they had, like a couple weeks later, lots of the younger people that they didn't think, the young people can't get it, but then that's like the new age group, so it could have been from that. I don't know.
We
but
don't know.
I feel like we lost control of it. Like what they started out doing, they had a shelter in place. It's like we just wasted time.
So, but at the
because-
same time, Dana, we're talking about worldwide. We're not just
Worldwide.
talking about Vegas. We're not just talking about the United States
Yeah.
of America. We are talking about worldwide.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that kind of really bothers me. Because this is not, we think just of Vegas and our little community and who
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are and what we are. But it's not. It's worldwide. So that kind of, we got, the religious people coming in, well, this is what was going to happen, and,
Yeah, well,
I
like
don't-
Italy was.
Yeah, look at Italy. Look
but
at Brazil.
then
They're fine. now.
But then they're okay now, and they
And then
only
they got
get,
Brazil came
Yeah,
up. And then England had a total catastrophe.
and are they better?
I think they're better. I
Yeah.
spoke to my brother and he said everything's a little bit more organised, but they still have to be careful.
Yeah.
So it's funny when you look at it, you wake up in the morning, you think, it's just hair and it's just this, but it's not, it's worldwide.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, I think that nobody can really comprehend.
No, and it changed everything too. Like people are more in tune with themselves again, and you saw people riding bicycles.
Wasn't that wonderful?
and
See
going
families
to
out
the
walking with their
park.
kids.
Yeah, like it's kind of like, and then this is, I guess everything's going back to normal, but they had in the cities, they would have animals because there were no humans. Anyway, so it's kind of like the earth was telling us to slow down, not that we wanted that to happen. And now I think people were in too much of a hurry to get back to how we had been.
Yeah.
So because of that, there was a lot of contact. A lot of people don't believe
I think
that we had it.
the world was becoming very imbalanced. We
Yeah.
had a tremendous amount of well-to-do people. We never used to have that many multimillionaires and billionaires and all these wealthy
Yeah.
people. And then we had the poor people. And I think it became very imbalanced as of, how we were living. And I
Yeah.
think this has kind of brought it back down a little bit. And I think it's sort
Yeah.
of getting us to realize who we are, what we are. What is our
What
purpose?
are our priorities?
Yeah, what are our yes, and who
You
are
know?
we? What are we? What can we give to other people?
Call your parents. Give your kids a hug.
Well, I can't call my parents. Hi, Mum.
I know. Hi, Mom.
They're up there somewhere. They're probably having a good time up there.
They're
What are you
like,
talking about down
They're
there?
probably glad that they're not here.
Yeah,
But I
probably.
hope it gets back to normal soon. And
Okay.
it has affected so many entertainers. People are, and then they can't collect. A lot of them are having trouble collecting the
The 600,
PUA or-
the 600 a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
And then
They're-
the checks and everything. I don't know, it's a whole confusion to me. It's sort of, it's a big struggle. Because one thing affects hair and then it affects that because that's affected. Then this gets affected, then this gets, and it's like sort of dominoes. It's sort of, that one falls, they all fall.
Yeah, but when they
It's-
get it, a lot of them are getting it retroactive. Like somebody called me up, hey, he goes, I just woke up and I'm not saying any names, and I had $11,000 deposited in my account. And then
11,000?
because that was a
Well,
roto
can't
asset.
you remember the number of my account?
I know, right?
So if you can't remember, I'll give you the last 4 digits
I
of
know,
my
that's
account.
funny. And mine too, after her.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Well, you can do them both at the same time. We wouldn't
Yeah.
mind. $11,000. That's a lot of money.
And then he said he was getting like the 600 plus 400. I don't know. Some people made out really well from this. Other people have
On the
you know,
wayside.
And then they're going to lift
The
the
stimulant checks, they call them.
well, they might have another stimulus, but they're going to
Yeah.
lift the restrictions, restricting people being evicted. So that's going to be at the end of this month, and
That's been in a
people-
long time.
Yeah,
I
but
know they're
it's being
saying it. I know-
lifted where they're not going to have that protection.
Yes.
And they're also, the unemployment is ending after this week, the extra 600.
Yes.
So now we're going to see some kind of a shift.
Well, I hope
happening.
so, because a lot of the restaurants, they seem to have attacked the restaurants. I don't know why these poor restaurants attacked, but a lot of, and what you say, especially for the restaurant business, the 600 they were getting a week was more than they would make at the restaurant.
So they didn't want to go back
So
to
they don't
work.
want to go back to work. And I forget the name of the guy that was on the news this morning, and it was talking about, hopefully now I can get these people, because I can't get people to come back to work.
Yeah, people, that's what they're, well, I did have the news on last night because I don't always watch the news, but like the local news, and they
Yes.
were talking about that, and anyway, and then like, I'm not trying to take over her, but like Facebook, it's like a war now. Like people say one thing and then everyone goes crazy and they're like attacking, and people are losing lifelong friends that they knew like when they were like in
Believe me, if you
preschool.
were a lifelong friend and all of a sudden you're not friends, you were never a friend before.
You were never a friend.
Then
But
you were
I'm
just-
reading
you were
things
just
like
there.
that. Like
Yeah.
they're
Well-
blocking each other, and people aren't
I
talking.
don't know people, because they got to do something.
Yeah.
So it's
they're
but
very
I
sensitive.
think what I would like to put out there is try to be nice to people and try to
Yeah.
understand and try to sort of count 10 before you. I had something happen to me this morning, and it was like a frenzy for about half an hour, and we sorted it all out. But it was like it was very hectic at the time, because these things can happen.
Yeah.
But you have to take charge and just sort of stay focused and not get too angry with people. Don't lose your temper. Don't sort of
And that's
it'll
what's
soon
happening.
pass.
They have no
Well, they got nothing to
patience.
do. They've got to take
Yeah,
care of
it's like,
somebody.
you could say good morning and they could snap at you.
Yeah,
like
what are you
they're-
saying good morning to me for?
I know, like they're going
sorry.
to lose their minds. So
Yeah.
anyhow.
So anyway, so your life is pretty stable right now. Everything's pretty cool. Because
Yeah.
you stayed home a lot.
I'm still staying home. I was starting to go out, and I know they're singing at the Italian American Club, and I'm so happy all these people are out, as well as the other places I've named. And I have friends that invite me, and then I keep hearing about people that wore the mask, and then they got the virus, and someone's in the hospital. So for me,
Do you know, it's funny, I haven't heard any of my friends, nobody of mine have got anything.
thank
Mine,
God.
I mean my friends and everybody.
Your people.
Yeah, my people. Well, in Vegas, in Vegas you have your people. Your people. They're
Yeah.
always around.
Well, have my people
I got
call
my
your people.
My people are going to call your people, and
Right.
your people call my people.
We'll have
And
lunch.
now we're
We'll
getting
do
very
lunch.
silly. I love it. I
But,
love
yeah.
it. But at the same time, I've been out and I haven't really bothered too much. I wear the mask. I do what I have to
Well,
do.
you're doing a
But-
good. See, you're
yeah.
like I'm in the middle. I'll
Yeah,
go
you're
out
kind
and
of-
I'll
yeah.
do things I have to do, but I just feel like because I tend to be a worrying sort of person by nature.
Oh, I'm totally the opposite.
So that's it. So
That-
I can't worry.
sounds
Like,
good.
was I around? I was invited to a party and I didn't go this Saturday night.
Well, I don't know if I would do that. I mean, I don't know. That's
20
a little,
people, masks optional, and I.
You know,
Really
'cause they
wish
usually want to
Tom
shake
happy
hands and all
birthday
that.
if you're watching, Tom. Happy 60th. I'm sorry I missed it. I really wish I could have made it. But but it's really hard because I'm single and I'm home alone.
Just
and I have a
remember one
cat.
thing. This young lady, Daye, is single. So I'm advertising.
I'm a clean slate, no baggage.
She has
little
no
baggage
baggage.
right here.
She has no nothing. She lives in
nothing.
Vegas.
I have a cat.
And she has a cat. And are you
I'm
looking?
in a
Are
really
you
good-
looking for a companion? I'm going to call it a
Yeah,
companion.
sure, why
A
not?
companion, a date, a lover.
Yeah,
All
all three.
the above.
Or D, all of the above.
All the.
And I just needed to stay home. I had a lot
Yeah,
of
but if you stay
anxiety.
home, you're not going to find anybody.
No, and I'm good now. I'm feeling better. I'm getting used. I have my cat. My cat was sick. She was almost on the verge of passing away, and she made a comeback. And that was during the height of the lockdown. And I was like watching this cat sitting there. It was really hard.
See, it's amazing. We don't understand all these stories, and you know we're going a little bit off key here, but we don't
I'm good at that.
understand. We don't understand exactly. You know, to you, the cat was something very important.
Also, I've had her
And
since
so-
she was a little baby. I bottle
But also,
fed her.
this is like people are now realizing these little things. You know, the dog, and then
Well, they're
you know, a
your
lot of people
companion.
won't go outside.
They're your
and-
companion.
Yes, and they're your companion. And then you've got the family, the father
Yeah.
that's now home. He suddenly realised he's got a wife and 2 kids, and he
Yeah.
quite likes the
People
idea.
are
So kind of reinventing themselves.
and
So
relearning each other.
yeah, absolutely. So Dane, I wish you all the best. You seem to
Thank
be
you.
doing very well with your singing. Keep going, and
Yeah,
the more you get
thank
out
you.
there, the more they do. She'll get higher.
One thing I want to say, I did a virtual with the Las Vegas Mass Choir. We did a virtual song, and we were just in a what is it called?
Virtual mood.
When somebody passes away and you do the thing for their
Eulogy.
life. Yeah, it was like a remembrance. Why can't I
Remembrance.
talk today? Well, this is every day. Nobody knows this, but yeah, it was a celebration of life, and they showed our virtual video. And anyway,
So, that
so
was
yeah,
pretty
we're
cool.
doing things.
So
and
they're doing lots of things for
I want
charity
to do
and
more.
for
I'm
people and everything.
available. Give me a call.
She's definitely
my
available. She's
people.
single. She's available, and she's
I'm
all
single. I'm available.
amazing. Well, I must thank Dana. You're wonderful coming on my
Thank
show. Thank you.
you.
And good luck with everything.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with our next guest. I believe we have another. What she said.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe. Go to YouTube, subscribe. Vegas Live with
Subscribe.
Ninon.
Ninon. Let's hear it for Ninon.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And thank you for watching. We'll be right back.
All right.
Dana Daye.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you'll adore can love. Is all that I can give.
Enjoy the last show we just did and all the other shows. Don't forget to subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.